Imagine driving a vehicle so tough it was originally built for the battlefield, yet so iconic that celebrities, athletes, and business moguls lined up to own one. A machine born in war zones that later became a symbol of wealth, power, and status. And just when the world thought it was gone forever, it returned as a 1,000-horsepower electric supertruck. This is the incredible story of Hummer, a brand that went from military legend to luxury icon to extinction, and then one of the most surprising comebacks in automotive history. To understand Hummer, we need to go back to the late 1970s. The U.S. military was looking for a new vehicle. They needed something stronger than a Jeep, something capable of carrying troops, equipment, and weapons across deserts, mountains, forests, and battlefields. Several companies competed for the contract, but one stood out: AM General. The company developed a revolutionary vehicle called the High Mobility Multi-Purpose Wheeled Vehicle. Most people know it by a much shorter name: the Humvee. This wasn't just another military truck. It featured incredible ground clearance, advanced four-wheel drive systems, and the ability to tackle terrain that would stop ordinary vehicles instantly. By the 1980s, the Humvee became a key part of military operations, but its biggest moment came during the Gulf War. Television broadcasts showed massive convoys of Humvees moving through the desert. Millions of people saw this rugged machine in action, and one person became completely obsessed with it. That person was Arnold Schwarzenegger. At the time, Arnold was one of the biggest movie stars in the world. While filming in Oregon, he spotted a military Humvee. The vehicle immediately caught his attention. It looked unlike anything else on the road. It was huge, aggressive, unapologetically bold. Arnold wanted one. There was only one problem: civilians couldn't buy them. Most people would have moved on. Arnold didn't. He repeatedly contacted AM General and pushed for a civilian version. His influence eventually paid off. In 1992, AM General introduced a civilian model, the Hummer H1. And just like that, a military machine became a consumer vehicle. The Hummer H1 wasn't built to fit in. It was built to dominate. Everything about it was oversized: its width, its height, its ground clearance. Even today, the H1 looks intimidating. Owners loved its ability to climb steep hills, cross rivers, and conquer terrain that would leave ordinary SUVs stranded. But the H1 wasn't practical. It was expensive. It was difficult to park, and fuel economy wasn't exactly its strongest feature. Yet people didn't care, because the H1 represented something more than transportation. It represented power. Celebrities bought them. Athletes bought them. Business executives bought them. The Hummer quickly became a status symbol, and General Motors saw a huge opportunity. In 1999, General Motors acquired the rights to market and distribute Hummer vehicles. GM believed the brand had enormous potential. But there was one problem. The H1 was too extreme for most buyers. GM needed something more practical, something that looked like a Hummer, without all the compromises. The solution arrived in 2002, the Hummer H2. And everything changed. The Hummer H2 exploded onto the market. Unlike the H1, it was designed with everyday drivers in mind. It still looked massive. It still had that unmistakable Hummer presence, but it offered a more comfortable interior, better road manners, and features buyers expected from a luxury SUV. The timing couldn't have been better. America was experiencing a luxury SUV boom. Consumers wanted vehicles that made a statement, and few vehicles made a bigger statement than the H2. Suddenly, Hummers were everywhere. Music videos, movies, celebrity garages, professional athletes, luxury neighborhoods. Owning a Hummer became a symbol of success. The vehicle wasn't just transportation anymore. It was a lifestyle. At its peak, Hummer was one of the most recognizable automotive brands in the world. But success wouldn't last forever. By the mid-2000s, the automotive landscape was changing. Fuel prices were rising. Environmental concerns were growing. Consumers began paying more attention to fuel efficiency. Unfortunately for Hummer, efficiency was never part of its identity. The brand became a target for criticism. Many viewed Hummers as symbols of excess. Then came the financial crisis of 2008. The economy slowed. Consumers cut spending. Large SUVs suddenly became much harder to sell. Sales dropped dramatically. What once looked like an unstoppable brand now faced an uncertain future. And things were about to get even worse. In 2009, General Motors entered bankruptcy. The company began restructuring its operations. Several brands were eliminated. Hummer was one of them. GM searched for buyers. Potential deals appeared, but none materialized. In 2010, production officially ended. The Hummer brand was dead. At least that's what everyone thought. For nearly a decade, Hummer disappeared. No new vehicles, no announcements, nothing. Many believed the story was over. They were wrong. The Hummer EV could move diagonally by turning all four wheels in the same direction. It looked futuristic. It looked unique. And it reminded everyone why Hummer became famous in the first place. The brand wasn't trying to blend in. It was trying to stand out, just like it always had. Few automotive brands have experienced a journey quite like Hummer. Born on the battlefield, transformed into a celebrity status symbol, destroyed by economic realities, and resurrected as a high-tech electric powerhouse. Love it or hate it, Hummer has always commanded attention. It has never been ordinary. And perhaps that's the secret behind its enduring appeal. In a world filled with vehicles designed to fit in, Hummer continues to do the exact opposite. It stands taller, looks bolder, and refuses to be ignored.